Hey there, Aries. Welcome to your reading for June 2022. I hope this video finds you doing well and in good spirits. This is a general reading, so feel free to take whatever resonates and leave behind for others whatever does not. To get a deeper view into the month, be sure to check out readings for your sun, moon, and rising signs. So we are starting off with a Celtic cross spread, and we will close off with an oracle card message. Let's move these over so I can get more clarification with tarot cards as we go. Okay, so overall, it looks like a pretty good spread. Don't let the tower scare you too much. So what we have here, the current situation, you have the Magician. In terms of what crosses, it's the Queen of Pentacles. What's above, Two of Wands. What's below, Ten of Pentacles. In the past, we have Wheel of Fortune. In the near future, the High Priestess. In the card that represents your attitude of the situation, you have Ace of Wands. In terms of the environment, Knight of Pentacles. In terms of hopes and fears, you have this Tower. And the long-term outcome, you have King of Swords. So here it seems like the current situation is the Magician, with a sense of, having talents and skills and resources to create whatever you want and manifest it into existence. There's a sense of confidence and a sense of communicating well. You have to be able to communicate your wants and needs not only to yourself but to others, universe, whoever co-creating with spirit. You need to be able to communicate those ideas, and you also need to be aware of your environment. You need to be aware in general and be able to ask questions about not only your wants and needs, but how people around you and how your environment can help with that. With the Queen of Pentacles, it is a sense of being connected with the environment. It is a sense of not only like the confidence and mental processes that go along with being able to communicate the wants and needs and co-create with spirits. Here you have the sensory aspect of being able to feel and hear and smell and taste things, like basically being connected to your own body and also the environment. And what you have in the past, you have the Wheel of Fortune. So it seems like maybe some things have changed for the better. And with the short-term outcome, you do have the High Priestess. And this is a sense of an inner knowing and knowledge and really trusting your instincts. So it's almost like the Magician and the Queen of Pentacles had a baby, and the High Priestess, and here there is like a little baby in this High Priestess card. So you have this Ace of Wands in terms of your kind of attitude about the situation. Ace of Wands is like, I need to move all these up. The Ace of Wands here, it's a sense of really uh, new energy, new life, new opportunity, new idea, like a spark of innovation, some type of fresh breath of life is being breathed into you, or your situation here, which is interesting because in your hopes and fears you have this Tower, which is like a sense of a sudden shock of divine intervention coming in and kind of letting you know that, usually it's your ego builds up certain like beliefs, thoughts, routines, um, habits that aren't for your best and highest good, and divine intervention kind of creates cracks in the foundation to expose those like falsehoods, and kind of seems like if this has already happened, then this is how you're kind of building it back up, building up the basis of whatever belief system this was. In terms of what you have above you, like kind of what your focus is, you have the Two of Wands. So it's interesting, you have this attitude where it's the Ace of Wands, and then like kind of the thought is the Two of Wands, in terms of like really doing something that is outside of what you've known, outside of your comfort zone, and going a different path where it can lead to more exploration of yourself and of your potential. What you have below is the Ten of Pentacles, and this is a sense of community, material wealth, happiness, really being able to connect to your environment, your community, your sense of creating value for people around you. And in your environment, you have the Knight of Pentacles. So this could be someone that is helping you to kind of set your path forward. This could be like a significant other or a friend, someone who really is helping you to be like responsible, reliable, someone who is, um, rooting for you, and even possibly showing you, how to tap into this Queen of Pentacles energy as well. You have the outcome here as the King of Swords. So, King of Swords can be a little, can be ruthless at times. They're really focused on power and authority and kind of, what they say goes. There's also a sense of reason and logic behind their decisions. So it could be that this is an individual, like really the outcome is really you trying to show that you are more kind of like creative and intuitive in comparison with this King of Swords. Or this could also be someone that is an expert in the field, who maybe you are ultimately trying to to get there, or someone that, you want to show how to be an expert in what you're doing, but not necessarily have, um, to be more connected with yourself and the community than the King of Swords. So let's do some clarifications here. Let's take a look at this Magician, which is the current situation. You have the Nine of Wands. So it does seem that there's been a lot of energy put into this endeavor. A lot of preparation as well. And it's kind of like whatever you've been preparing for. I do think it's interesting the visual similarities between this individual's red garment and this red robe here, and the pillars that, they're concrete pillars, but back here you have these wands, and then you have the sun behind each of the individuals here, and you can even see like the grass and the flowers that are similar. So it's as if you have been preparing and kind of been stepped up a notch. So let's take a look at the Queen of Pentacles. It's a card that crosses, but it's also a card that can complement. You have the Sun. So a sense of really, Sun is about joy and happiness, and enlightenment. And here you can see the Queen of Pentacles is like holding the pentacle like a baby. And you have this young child riding this horse. The horse is this white horse indicating purity, and the child and the horse is purity, innocence, and really an openness to connect with the environment and everything, around you. So really it seems like, whatever this Magician stands for you, it seems like you're in a really good situation. I do get the feeling that this has to do with, education of some sort, perhaps inventing something of some sort. So let's take a look at the Wheel of Fortune. You have the Three of Swords. So it does seem like there was something in the past where really karma is balancing things out for the better. Where it's finally like your luck has changed, or you were able to stay centered in the wheel enough for things to kind of turn back around so that things are in your favor. So let's take a look at your hopes and fears with this Tower. Oh, you have the Knight of Pentacles, which is also the environment. So it could be that with this hopes and fears, you are really relying on this Knight of Pentacles in your environment. You are, the Knight of Pentacles is a slow-moving knight, very much focused on the long-term outcome, and really intentional about the next step that they're going to take. And they also recognize that, their journey is the journey. So what they do, it might not be exciting, it might not be flashy, it might not be immediate, but they do the work. So it may be for some of you that your hopes and fears is, you're starting something new, you're getting into your groove for it. And it might be that, the fear is that it's just going to take a long time, that it's just going to be the journey and you're really never going to get far, or that maybe you're fearing that this Knight of Pentacles is what you need to do this, and the Knight of Pentacles might not always be there for you. But here in the what you have above, you have the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is about having a path to go where you are getting outside of your comfort zone. So let's take a look at the Knight of Pentacles, because that is your environment. You have the Three of Pentacles. This is about, working with others to help highlight your skills and talents. So this could be, some type of education program, certification, some type of environment that really supports the long-term outcome. And so, for some of you who are, this could be like graduation, getting a degree of some sort, getting a license, getting some kind of status increase in a career sense. So if this is your comfort zone right now, let's see what's going on with that Two of Wands. Now you have Two of Cups. Okay. Well, I guess for some of you, getting outside of your comfort zone, it's almost as if the environment right here is all about kind of working together for the long-term future and helping each other out. It's very much focused on that. And here it could be that getting outside your comfort zone is you actually, once you leave this environment, you're going to have to actually formulate relationships with people to have you excel, to kind of help you on your way. So, like, for example, if this is some type of, educational program, then once you graduate, you go out there, you have to form relationships with recruiters, potential employers. You have to kind of be able to show up prepared, ready to give, and in theory, whoever is, coming to you, they have something to offer as well. But you're going to need to do that multiple times unless you already have something set up. So that's like an example of that situation. Also, it could be that, like, maybe you've been really focused. You have this Nine of Wands. Maybe you've been really focused on being being prepared and turning into this magician where, I do see this Three of Swords in the past. That's clarifying the wheel. But in terms of cups, these are the first cups that I see in this reading. So it could be that you've been so focused on maybe career and really not focusing on like romance or relationships, or maybe even friendships that are not that are outside of this kind of institution or this program, coworkers, something along those lines. So here it's kind of possibly going to bring up some old feelings. So let's take a look at the Ten of Pentacles. You have the Two of Pentacles. So here it is a sense of, a need to balance wants and needs, and also fun and responsibility. You do have the ability to multitask, do a lot of things, and to get support as you need it. And you do have the ability to negotiate within your environment. So here, the Two of Wands, Two of Cups, and the Two of Pentacles, because you have this ability down here and this Magician and Queen of Pentacles ability, and the High Priestess and the Sun, like this shouldn't be too much of a problem. So let's take a look at your current attitude with the Ace of Wands. You have a Six of Wands. So you are ready for whatever this new opportunity is. You are ready to come out on top and victorious. So let's see what's going on with the High Priestess in the near future. You have a Seven of Cups. So the Seven of Cups is about choice. It's also about fantasy, and it can be about daydreaming, but what I am kind of sensing for this is that you do have different opportunities. It's up to you to kind of decide what it is that is going to motivate you. And some of these cups have positive things in it. Some of these cups have not so positive things in it. The way to choose which cup to go with is to follow your heart. See what motivates you. Maybe this is like, multiple job offers, and you're going to have to like just trust your gut on which one to pursue. So let's see what's up with that King of Swords in the long term. Oh, you have the Seven of Swords. And this is a liar, stealer, cheater card. But it is also a card of, what's the word? Imposter syndrome, or a new way of going about solving problems or having a plan that really no one else has thought of. So here in the outcome, it seems like everything is going pretty well. And it could be that with this Three of Swords, you need to be aware of people who are going to possibly not come across as much as they want, or maybe possibly even try to make you think that you're not as great as you are, but you are. And especially because you have this Two of Cups up here and the Seven of Cups right here, and really not a lot. Is there any other cups? There's no other cups. So because of those things, it's almost as if you're thinking about relationships and how those are going to go, and you're not sure of certain things. Here you also, the High Priestess is also the second major arcana card. So there's this concept of, duality. And with the High Priestess, it's not just this or that. It's all different nuances. It's everything in between, and you need the ability to discern fact from fiction and so forth. And I do think it's interesting that the Seven of Swords here is probably the furthest from the King of Swords. or maybe the Three of Swords is, but King of Swords is confident. They are definitely honest. Um, if someone is not following the rules, there is a sense of severity in dealing with those people. So it could be that this long-term outcome is you'll have to maybe kind of talk to someone or get some type of expert or someone who is wise to kind of tell you or talk to you about, um, you know, things to avoid. Sevens indicate a test of will, examination of will, sometimes, a sense of assessment. So here you have kind of like choices, daydreams. Here you have kind of shortcuts, doing things that can be for self-serving reasons. So here, this King of Swords can be like a mentor, someone you trust, a parent, someone to kind of give you some tips on what it is you should not be swayed by, or things to avoid and be aware of, I guess. So I'm going to go ahead and pull an oracle card to see which animal totem will be guiding you through the month. But overall, it looks like a pretty good reading. You have this grizzly bear power. I am indestructible. I honor my intuition and go where it leads. Love and gentleness are my real strength. I never give up. I will succeed. Wow. So Aries, this is a very good month for confidence and power. Be sure to kind of trust your intuition, trust your senses, be aware of your surroundings, and if there is someone that you trust, someone who is more knowledgeable, has a lot of wisdom and life experience that you trust, maybe see how to wield this power even. So I'm hoping this provides a helpful perspective of the month of June for you, and we'll see you next time. Take care.